Muhammad Faisol. Today I will explain about the wireman. The terms wireman typically refer to an electrical or electrician worker who specialize in installing, repairing, maintenance electrical wiring system. Their work involves dealing with various electrical components such as cable, switch, outlets, and circuit breaker to ensure the safe and reliable distribution of electricity. In the context of electrical regulation, the specific complaint requirement may vary depend on the country or region. However, I can provide you with a general overview of electrical regulation of the key aspect wiremen must consider to comply with them. The first is license and certification. Many jurisdictions require wiremen to obtain proper license and certification to ensure their competency in electrical work. This typically involves completing a requisite training program and passing an examination to demonstrate knowledge of electrical code, safety, practice, and installing technique. The second is electrical code. Wiremen must adhere to electrical code and standards set by regulation, authorities, or industry organization. This work provide guidelines for proper electrical installation, wiring method, grounding, circuit protection, and other safety measures. Common electrical code include the National Electrical Code (NEC). In the United States, the IET wiring regulation BS 7671 in the United Kingdom and the Canadian Electrical Code CEC in Canada. The third is safety measures. Wiremen must protect safety throughout their work. They should understand the implement safety protocol such as wearing appropriate personal protective equipment (PPE), using insulate tools, and following lockout or tagout procedure to prevent accident energization of electrical during maintenance of or repair. The fourth is electrical safety design. Wiremen are responsible for designing electrical system in compliance with regulation. This involves calculate load requiring, selecting appropriate wiring size, determine the placement of outlet and switch, and ensure proper grounding and bonding to minimize electrical hazard. The fifth is installation and wiring practice. Wiremen must follow prescribed installation practice to ensure electrical systems are safety reliable. This include correctly routine and securing wiring, using appropriate material, properly connecting wire and terminal, and testing circuit for functionality and safety. Next, inspection and testing. Electrical regulation often require wiremen to undergo periodic inspection and testing of electrical installation. This is so very complex, identify potential issue, and ensure the electrical system operate is safety. The last one is ongoing education and training. To stay updated with evolving electrical regulation and industry practice, wiremen should engage in ongoing education and training. This help them maintain their skill and knowledge regarding new technologies, safety standard, and code revision. It's important to note that the specific requirement for wiremen's compliance with electrical regulation can vary between jurisdiction. Therefore, it's crucial for wiremen to familiarize themselves with relevant local regulation and standard to ensure the work meet the specific compliance requests of their area. Thank you from me.
Hello, my name is NAZRI. My assignment question is number 8. So, for my part, I will discuss the safety and legal implications of bypassing the relay connection. Bypassing the relay connection can compromise the safety of the electrical system and the people working with or around it. As we know that relays serve as protective devices that help to prevent overcurrent, short circuit and other electrical fault. So when the relay connection is bypassed, several safety hazards can arise, such as overload and overheat. Without the protection of the relay, the electrical circuit may experience excessive current flow, leading to overload and overheat. So this can result in electrical fires or equipment damage. Bypassing the relay eliminates the detection and response to electrical faults such as short circuit. So this can lead to electrical shocks, equipment damage and potential injury to personnel. Bypassing the relay connection is not only a safety concern but also a violation of legal requirements outlined in POSH regulation. In Regulation 110(1), an installation shall be maintained in good and working order and safety precautions shall be observed at all times to prevent danger. So, if you did the bypass relay connection, the first one is it is non-compliance. By bypassing the relay, the electrical wireman is disregarding the regulation that mandate the use of proper safety devices and compliance with established electrical standards. This non-compliance can lead to legal consequences and penalties. Number 2, it is liability for accidents. If an accident or injury occurs as a result of the bypass relay connection, the electrical wireman and possibly the employer can be held liable for negligence. Failure to follow safety regulations can result in legal claims and potential financial damage. And number 3, workplace safety obligation. POSH Act generally impose a duty on employers to provide a safe working environment. By allowing or conducting the bypassing of relay connection, employers may be in violation of their legal obligation, leading to legal actions and penalty.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is DANIAL. So I want to explain about technological approach to electrical system, maintenance and the role of protection device. First, importance of electrical system maintenance. Electrical system maintenance is of utmost importance in industrial facilities. The regular maintenance prevent malfunction, reduce downtime and ensure the safety of personnel and equipment. Neglecting maintenance can lead to electrical fault, equipment damage and potential hazard. Next, technological advancement in maintenance. Technological advancement have revolutionized electrical system maintenance practice. Advanced monitoring system, diagnostic tool, and predictive maintenance technique has significantly improved efficiency and effectiveness. So this is example of technological advancement in maintenance. Next, automated monitoring system. Automated monitoring system play a crucial role in electrical system maintenance. This system continuously monitoring electrical parameters such as voltage, current, and temperature. They provide real-time data collection, abnormality detection, and alerts for potential issues, enabling timely intervention. Next, remote diagnostic. Remote diagnostic have transformed the way we approach electrical system maintenance. It allows analysis and troubleshooting to be performed from a central location. Maintenance personnel can remotely access data, perform diagnostic, and identify fault, reducing response time and cost associated with one site visit. Next, predictive maintenance technique. Predictive maintenance techniques have gained popularity due to their effectiveness in optimizing maintenance schedule and minimizing downtime. By utilizing data analysis and machine learning algorithms, predictive maintenance enables proactive scheduling based on equipment condition, thereby avoiding unplanned failures and optimizing maintenance resources. Next, role of protection device. Protection device such as relay are integral component of electrical system. They serve as safeguard against abnormal condition and faults. Protection device detect abnormal electrical parameter such as overcurrent or short circuit and initiate action to prevent damage to equipment and ensure the safety of the system and personnel. Lastly, importance of protection device functionality. It's crucial for protection device to operate correctly to maintain the integrity and safety of the electrical system. Bypassing protection electrical device, as in our scenario, compromises their functionality and increase the risk of incident. It is imperative to ensure that protection devices are function properly during maintenance activities. Thank you.
Hello everyone, so as for my part, I will explain about the systematic plan for periodical inspection and maintenance of electrical systems. These are the 8 types of maintenance inspections. Firstly, safety inspections. Safety inspections can include everything from checking and restocking first aid kits to inspecting field protection and harness equipment. It can also include checking those components of machinery and equipment that are critical for safe operation. Next, failure finding inspections. These inspections check the operation of vehicle or protective devices that cannot be readily checked unless the primary system fails. Failure instances must be simulated to test these components of equipment or machinery. Next, lighting inspections. Bulbs should be checked regularly and replaced in a group when they begin to fail for efficiency. In addition, the technician should examine controls, filters and baffles on transformer systems as well as cables, hardware and gaskets on exterior lights. Then, electrical inspections. Begin with simple battery replacement in smoke and carbon monoxide detectors as well as flashlights and testing equipment. Timers and auto cells should be inspected and exhaust fans should be cleaned regularly. After that, we have to inspect HVAC. Air intake, filters, motors and ductwork should be inspected and cleaned regularly. Technicians should check the drainage function of condensation fans and secure loose panels, guards and hardware. Safety equipment and controls should be also be checked. After that, building interior inspections. Check walls, ceilings and floors for damage, leaks or other deterioration. Be sure to remove hazards and ensure proper operation of doors and locks. Restrooms areas should be inspected for problems and alarms should be tested. And then, building exterior inspections. Check paint, wall, windows and doors for damage regularly as well as any foliage that may damage the walls or foundation. Inspect the room, drains and gutters. Inspect sidewalks, driveways and railings for hazard and damage. Moreover, we have also to inspect building exterior. Check pane walls, windows and doors for damage regularly as well as any foliage that may damage the walls or foundation. Then the last one, plumbing inspection. This system should be checked at least once a year for leaks, noises and damage. Water boosters, water chillers, condenser fans and circulation pumps that must be lubricated and water boilers and heaters should be fire tested. Sewage and jump pumps should be inspected regularly and replaced as needed. That's all from me. Thank you.